and that's one of the unique things of being in this business and around the country. Obviously, I know a lot of really bad people, you would call, straight people would call bad, but there were people I grew up with or did time with or know through associates and stuff like that, and it's tragic that they can't straighten out and they stay in the predatory field of crime, and that's what it is. It's a predator field. And then we have individuals that have, again, like mental illness, which is another difficult situation to deal with. So we have been fortunate over the many years to be able to determine the difference between someone who is a career criminal like I was, or Bobby was, or others, versus individuals who did foolish, stupid crimes and stuff like that that are not going to go back or anything else, but may have been abused by the system itself. Okay, I mean, that is the problem. The problem is you might have been a nice guy when you went in, you might have did something stupid to get you there, but the abuse then that happens inside the prison has turned individuals into animals. And I mean animals. Now, I don't know how long. I'm going to break for about 5 minutes and then I'm going to come right back, because I want to tell you about, give you a little understanding of the depth of my knowledge on prisons. Okay, because I don't believe there's anybody in the country that's as qualified as my own people who work with me. And I don't believe there's anybody in the country, because none of them have done what we have done. And I'll be right back to talk about that. Okay, that was a short break. I know you probably don't realize it was a break for me, but it was a short break for me. And you know, I don't know how to explain this to a lot of people, and I don't mean to come off being arrogant. However, I am arrogant concerning certain issues. Okay, over a lot of years, and over 40 plus years, almost 45 years, there have been a group of us ex-offenders that started in the prison movement in the 60s. Actually, some go all the way back into 1965, longer than I've been in it, okay? I started in it in the late 60s, probably 69. I do not believe, and I'm going to be extremely arrogant when you hear me, that there is anybody as knowledgeable about corrections and how to change personalities than the men who I have been surrounded with, giving myself and others that I've been surrounded with for 40 years. I think they are the experts in the field, and I say that above anybody. I don't believe there is a doctor in sociology, psychiatry, or anything else who has got the ability and knowledge of change that we possess. That includes Mr. DeLello, that is usually on the show, Ralph Hamlet's done 44 years in prison, hopefully will come out, and the many, many others that I have been involved with. And you may say, well, wow, that is an arrogant statement to make, you know? I have, and you're probably not going to be able to see it. These men changed. And this was in Walpole in 1973, okay, 72. Recognized the Inmates Association. 25 men. All have rehabilitated themselves and changed. Started the Boston University program. Started the Justice program at the American Friends. Have done all kinds of programs throughout New England and around the country, and some around the world. Okay? These men, and I was one of them, took the most violent prison in the country, Walpole Prison, in 1972 and 73 was the most violent prison in the country. 22 people got killed in less than an 18-month period of time. There was a death better than a death a month, plus fist fights and everything else. It was an armed camp. Prisoners and ex-prisoners took the prison over. The guards walked out. They walked out because they abandoned their posts in the prison. And prisoners and ex-convicts from the outside took that prison in less than 3 days of meetings and turned it into, from the most violent prison in the country to the most tranquil. For nearly 4 months, 3 months for sure, but nearly 4 months, there wasn't a fist fight in that prison because ex-convicts ran it on the outside with observers from the community, and prisoners ran the prison from the inside with programs and everything else, and it went from the most violent prison in the country. Historically, no place ever in history has that happened. We are the only men that were able to do that, and we happen to be all men. I don't mean to exclude women from that situation. It was a men's prison. It was the most violent prison in the country, and we turned it into the most tranquil. And the core of those men today, like myself, are out and been in this field all those years. And you know what? And we've done programming, we've changed lives, and you know who doesn't listen to us? The government doesn't listen to us. Norfolk Prison, 1970, 69, 450 of them petitioned the United States Court to have the place open up so the news media could see what's on. Okay? Boston Globe, you can find it in the Boston Globe. I have arrogant people like the Gadfly from New London that questions my credibility and what I know. We were the first to want voting lawsuit, okay? My partner, Carl Valecka, they tried to bar inmates from voting in Concord, Massachusetts. We were the first in the country to go after the vote for prisoners across the country. Nobody listened. Okay, author, okay, of the lawsuit, Jessica Midford, noted world-renowned writer and author, tried to get in to see me and Jerry Sousa. This was in 1971, I believe, 1970, filed a major lawsuit. We filed a major lawsuit. Steve Teigner tried to get in to see me. He was with the Boston TV station. We were the first to do that in the country. In the country, because we believed in your community. We believed you people would come to our rescue. We believed and wanted to change and come back as good people. And what happened? Like happens today. The community rejects the prisoner. And by rejecting the prisoner, you make animals. And you got animals back in the street. Officials block inmate organizing. They try to. Bridgewater, okay? They tried to block us. NPRA, my organization, all over New England, okay? I was the founder of those organizations. Me and other men, and that are still around. Bobby DeLello, that's usually on this show. Jack McCambridge, that you've seen on this show. Steve Doherty, that you've seen on this show. Writers, authors today, poets. You got to be kidding me. Some of them are in college professors today. All ex-convicts. Who knows how to do this? They're gonna go and have privatization. Okay, you're gonna spend millions of dollars. Okay, that they're gonna suck out of the community. Well, okay, like these private prisons. Okay, to make money. I mean, it's unbelievable. Walpole Prison, most volatile prison in the country. Okay, they didn't know what to do. We showed them what to do. We changed the prison. Governor's Conference, 1972. My goodness. Carmichael urges governor to oppose the plans and adopt a resolution for the development of correctional systems. I tried to oppose a plan that they had then, which ended up turning the system back into one of the worst systems in the country. I opposed it, okay, and way back then, okay? Because why? I wanted it to produce they wanted it to produce tranquilized robots who obey all the commands, but educated, self-reliance, and self-determinizing citizen is what I wanted. Okay? I asked that they change the system to educate the prisoner. It's as Bobby has. Take people in there, turn them into teachers so that they can help other convicts, the lifers, make them productive so that they can help the younger inmates, so when they return to society they are able to go into a workforce. Nobody listened. 1971. Can you imagine? 1971. These people think they're talking about new stuff? They're full of shit. They're full of shit. You're listening to stuff that we've been around for years. That the programs we started. The Boston University program is one of the best programs in the country, and they try to shut it down. The student teacher education program that I graduated out of, they tried to shut it down. The success rate is unbelievable. The people who don't return. You gotta be kidding me. Carmichael also read a statement from who? A wonderful man that gave me a great award, Reverend Ralph Abernathy. Who? Do you know who Reverend Ralph Abernathy was? Huh? President of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And he gave me his statement to read before the governors. What is needed is a national resolution against poverty, racism, educational deprivation, and a double standard of justice for the rich and the poor, not building more prisons to separate, isolate, control, and dehumanize human beings. That was Ralph Abernathy, Reverend Ralph Abernathy, NAACP, 1972, 82, 92, 2002, 12. You gotta be kidding me. 40 years ago, and people aren't listening. I hold a master's degree. I might be going for my doctorate. I should have had my PhD already. I couldn't afford spending a couple of years over to England. And I don't even know if I can spend the time they want me to spend in Boston. But, okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the sense, big deal. What does it make? It's your community and your people that are coming out of prison. And you're either going to get them back changed and positive. Maybe not like you like them. I don't ask anybody to like me. I could care less. I don't necessarily want to like you, maybe. But I want to make sure that I don't hurt you and you don't hurt me. I want a society where I can make a living and get by and take care of my family. Now at my age, I don't have to worry about that. I'm eked out enough of a living that I don't have to worry about that. But that's not the average person that comes out of prison. The average person needs to come. Bobby's got a major degree, okay? He can't find jobs. Bobby DeLulla has a major, bachelor's degree, social science degree, is a paralegal, specialist in dealing with children. What? They're afraid of Bobby DeLulla. They're afraid of him. He has affected the prison population and in such a positive way, it's unbelievable. They're holding Ralph Ham, 44 years in prison. He was a prison leader. He's done more trying to help people change so when they come out into community, they're safe and they don't hurt other people. It's unbelievable. Hopefully you people will listen. Hopefully things will change. And all I want to say to you is, God bless. Keep up hope. Keep hope alive. And I'll see you next week. Thank you very much, and thanks all my people who watch me. You folks who put up with my crap and listen to me and put up with my dyslexia in the paper and challenge me and everything else. Bless you all. Good night. I'll see you next week.